Hey everybody, it's Odd Dustin. Welcome back into the Mosh Pit. We're talking a little bit today about a game called Tormented Souls. It's a new survival horror that's inspired by Resident Evil and Silent Hill, that type of game. And it looks really intriguing to me. It's a new story, though, that came out that they are not going to be releasing it as they had planned for the PS4 or the Xbox One. They're going to be focusing on the PS5, Xbox Series X. It's always been going to be something that comes to PC. But the weird thing that I of this story in particular, the weird thing is that they're still going to release it on Switch. So I could see why they would release it on Switch because, you know, there's a huge market there. But there's an even larger market on PS4 and Xbox One because people still can't get their hands on a PS5 or a Series X. So it seems kind of weird to me that they would release it on Switch, you know, which is going to require them to have the lower graphic capability that the Switch can handle, but they can't release it on a PS4. The only thing I can think is a smaller developer and that they just don't have the resources to program for a PS4, Xbox One, PS5, Series X, Switch, Steam, like all the different places that they're planning on releasing it. Plus, they're also paying for a physical release. Another thing that could be possible, which I don't know what you think, but maybe let me know in the comments below, is that possibly this game is being sponsored somewhat by these by the larger companies, Sony and Xbox possibly, to say, hey, why don't you focus on a new game for our new consoles because we want to get those out the door. Now, who knows? Who knows? That's all speculation because really, I mean, they're having no problem getting things out the door. So the idea of them paying another developer to hold off on their older platform, who knows? But there's so many more people using a PS4 than are using a PS5. I mean, PS5s, because of the scalper situation, are still rare and hard to get. If you're lucky enough to have one, then cool, but the PS4, there's so many people, and also the people that have a PS5 could play a PS4 title, even if they didn't develop it for the PS5. So I don't know, maybe it's a long-term decision. Let me know what you think. I think myself that the game looks pretty cool. Graphically, I think it looks pretty sweet. You can see from the screenshots on their website. Here, let me just go over a quick little summary here of what the game is. So while investigating the disappearance of twin girls at Winter Lake, something terrible happens to Caroline Walker. Waking in the dead of night, naked in a bathtub, hooked up to some decrepit medical equipment, Caroline must fight for her life as she explores the halls of an abandoned mansion turned hospital. So right off the bat, that sounds awesome. And you can see from the screenshots, the lighting looks pretty good. We've got some pretty bizarre looking horror type creatures here. There's this dude here with this weird mask, no legs, in a wheelchair trying to slash out. I'm not sure what this weapon is, but it's kind of weird. It has like a little tank, almost looks like a nail gun with an air tank on it. It also takes place in a mansion that has turned into a mansion turned hospital. So that, right off the bat, that sounds like Resident Evil. And the game has tank controls that you can enable. So if you really wanted to go old school, you could turn on tank controls, and that might add a little bit to your experience. You've got also inventory management here, it looks like. Very similar to Resident Evil, Silent Hill, that kind of thing, where you might have certain amount of inventory for certain puzzles and items that you need, and you can only carry a certain amount. Here, it looks like limited inventory. Who knows? Let's hope that it's limited inventory. I always find horror games for myself, if they limit your inventory or they limit the amount of bullets that you can use for weapons, that tends to add some more tension to the game, because then you think, oh man, every time I fire a bullet, I better make my shot. And if you miss your shot, oh my geez, you know what I mean? And then here at the last screenshot we have is this priest who's saying some last rites or something over a dead body. Who knows what the heck is going on there, but he has a massive cross. I don't know that that's very comfortable, especially on that tiny little chain, but I'm excited for this game. I just found out about it. This is not something I've been following until recently, but now it's on my list. It's supposed to come out in 2021. I'm excited for that. There are some pretty decent horror titles coming out this year. So what do you think? Do you think this game looks interesting? Are you going to play it with tank controls? And what do you think about the PS4, Xbox One being canceled, but the physical release for the newer generation consoles and Switch coming out? That's kind of bizarre. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you like this video, hit like. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe so you can find out when I post new videos on all kinds of different games that I cover. Have a great one, everybody. See you in the next video.